And my friends, I had taken that message from Mother earlier in the day, and now we are at the point where she is standing here. She has come as close as she can to me through that dimensional doorway that we have spoken of so many times. Many times she comes as our mother. There is, or has been, and still is actually, a youthfulness about her, a sweetness, sometimes the sense of the sister, sometimes the sense of the mother. And this time she comes in a grand brilliance of the Queen. And she comes in the guise of a queen as she displays her knowledge and ability and shows us pictures of what is in the near future. And she says she wishes to do this because she wants to share with us the joy of those moments. She emphasizes the word joy because so much of our lives here in this dimension has been struggle, she says. She looks out upon the world, this beautiful world that was created to bring joy, to bring a sense of love and understanding among all of the creatures of the world, humanity. So much was placed here to learn beautiful lessons of how one cooperates with one another. She's showing me the divas. She's standing right now with Gaia. And Gaia's holding the little bunny that I see her hold so many times. And there is the sound of rushing waters behind them, the oceans, the cliffs, flowers in abundance, the fruiting of trees, vegetables growing, and those spirits that care for all of these things. I'm seeing little people that the Irish speak of. You know, they have these in their tradition, but they truly are forms of life. She's showing me so many places where humanity has what we think of as legends, what we think of as stories, and they do in truth have a basis in reality, because this world was created in such an abundance of life, and it was this gorgeous garden that was given to all of us. And there were those who did not appreciate it, those who chose to control it if they could, and those who would even choose to destroy it if they had to. And so there has been a long history here of strife and struggle, even though it was intended to be a paradise of sorts. The story didn't turn out exactly the way it was intended. And it is the reason why there is this division, you might say. It is not that any soul separates anyone, tells anyone that they can't go forward, makes decisions of that sort, but rather it is the vibration. The entranceway to this new beautiful world is simply vibration. And if the vibration is high enough, one crosses into what we're calling the fifth dimension. And so it is only the individual that determines where they will be in the next few years. And Mother is saying, unfortunately, there are many who are not aware of what is happening, many who seemingly don't care. But she is saying that events will happen soon, within this year, that will awaken people to what is unfolding in the near future. And even though there are what seems to be trials, tribulations, thoughts of where is the economy going, these worry thoughts, the thoughts perhaps that governments might fail, people might control, those who try to corner the stock market or the oil market or the job market. So many concerns, she said. And yet, it is like a wheel that is turning, that is taking us to a point of this beautiful illumination. And so many thoughts are coming to our awareness because people must be given the opportunity to change, to choose. And even though all of you on this conference call have already chosen, there are many in the world who have not. And you might say these are like small electrical shocks to try and awaken people. And when people start asking, why is this happening? Why is this such? It is like a little electrical shock to the mind, to the spirit. And hopefully these little promptings will get people to search for truths beyond the surface. And so you are starting to see what is being called the whistleblowers come forth. And this also has a method behind it, little shocks, little shock waves in humanity's consciousness to awaken them to look beyond what is on the surface, what is seemingly on the surface. Humanity has much more in its future than what appears in the present. And it's not far away. And so I speak of things that might sound like it's doom and gloom. But I only speak of these things because it is what's on the surface. It is what is in the near future. But it doesn't concern you. It concerns those who have not awakened, those who have not chosen, those who do not understand. So relax. These trials and tribulations are not for you. Depending upon how closed a person's mind and heart is, will depend upon how much they will need to be shocked to awaken. And there are some who will not be given the opportunities to awaken truly because they come from places where there is not the opportunity there. And so they are not ready. It's not that anyone judges them, but their soul chooses to, you might say, rework the puzzle. And there will be many individuals crossing over to another world that will offer them a three-dimensional experience like you are experiencing in this lifetime. And I say to you, there is no judgment in this. The soul chooses. There wasn't the opportunity for some people to understand lessons that were truly important for them to get to that level of vibration where they could move to, say, the fifth dimension that we call it. So it is all a progression and progress. Some will leave, some will stay, some will graduate, some will not. We would like for everyone to graduate. We would like for everyone to graduate in the same class, all together, on this life wave. But we know it's not going to happen, because we know where people's intentions are. Now, some people might receive that shock that is deep enough to get them to change their mode of operation, to get them to change the awareness of what truth really is. And we would be delighted if everyone moves together. As I said, there is no judgment in this. Each soul chooses. And so, because these choices are in progress, life will seem bumpy. I have to say what is there in the future. I must tell you as I perceive it. But it doesn't concern you. You might say, oh, it really does concern me because it makes me worry about certain things. Money. Oh, how will I survive? My security's being threatened. And it might even be easy to say, you're not part of this field of consciousness. You don't have to worry about your security, about money, about where we're going to be, what kind of home we'll have. No, what you're saying is true. I'm not in that veil of consciousness. But I see where that veil of consciousness is moving. And I gave you somewhat of a picture of what it is like when you walk through that doorway to the fifth dimension. It's hard to understand this, I know. To have a thought in your mind and to be able to bring it into form. You wish to eat? You love the summer fruits? The delectability of picking a ripe fruit off the tree and eating it directly without working for it. It's there. Imagine that. You want a house to look a certain way? You can construct it with your thoughts. Imagine that. No mortgage to worry about. No bricks and mortar to buy. You want to rearrange a room? You just do it in your mind and it's there. Imagine that. Imagine what that will mean. To construct your reality just as you want it. You want to take a vacation? It's there.